Get into it. We're going to hear some more about these conversations that went on between Donna and Charlie post Danny's murder. So we're going to hear from Special Agent Patrick Sanford and find out what was going on and maybe get some more insight into what Donna specifically was involved in here. Here we go.
Agent Sanford, when we began your testimony yesterday, we talked about the wire, and one of the things we talked about was that Charlie and his mother, the defendant in this case, would get together to talk about certain things regarding Wendy. Do you remember that?
I do.
And one of the things that they would sometimes talk about was Wendy's career, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and I tried to play a call on that subject,
exactly.
but we had the wrong call attached, so I'm going to publish that at this time. Judge, this is on State's Exhibit 99, call 2873. If we could start at 7:08, please.
You know, I don't know if I told you this. I got Wendy to accept that job with Walt.
It would be, Amy.
Oh, yeah.
Amy says it would be a
There's
great
chance to
Netflix
get
series.
settled. We'll start it over.
Wow. Definitely needs to be a movie.
Accept that job with Walt.
With who?
She told me she was going to accept, like after I got,
When did this call take place? What call is this?
Going on with, with the judge and other stuff from this firm. Ben, go just to share it on
so I don't know if I told you this. I got Wendy to accept that job with Walt.
With who?
She told me she was going to accept, like after I got done,
She
remember
did.
down the walk with her, she said she was going to accept that job.
No,
She was thinking about not taking it.
I think this is not what she wants, but it's only about.
But I said, Wendy, first of all, there's no time frame on it.
Right.
And if you change your mind, you change your mind. So, but you'll pick up skills you don't have.
Right.
And
That's right.
basically, now's not the time to just chill and become a guidance counselor in Miami. Like, you're way overqualified.
But she can't get hired. She can't get hired anyway. There's like nothing there.
No, they offered her a job at UM. The dean called her up at UM.
Oh, she didn't tell me that.
Yeah, but it would have been basically like as
Yeah,
a,
she's not qualified to be a guidance counselor.
not a guidance counselor, an advisor or whatever it was.
Oh,
Like, she's like, no, it's basically, it would have been brainless work for her.
yeah.
She said, the way she said it, she said even the dean called her up to ask her to take the job.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm like, Wendy, you have to get as much skill as you can now. If this is a skill you just got done telling me you don't really know how to do, now's the time to go learn that skill, not later.
Right.
Like, you need to learn it. So at least you can learn it and say you don't like it, you can learn it, you can make a bunch of money. That's the whole thing, is that she can, I'm like, Wendy, then you might as well do it to see if you even like it. She's like, well, it's not really what I like.
But she's never done it.
Right, but you've never done it. So you really don't know until it's like dentistry. Until you practice dentistry, you don't really know what it's like.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
So I got her to do that, and then the other thing I was going to tell you is she asked me if Dave could come to the house for Mother's Day.
Oh, she asked you.
Yeah, if I would mind, and I said, of course I mind, don't bring him. I told her,
When
I
did
said,
she
yeah,
ask
bring
you
him.
that?
Why?
She texted me the other day,
Oh,
and I said, yeah, bring him, the more the merrier.
why not? It's fun.
Yeah, I don't care.
Listen, I wouldn't care if you take the kids and her and Dee out on the boat. Her and Ella.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah,
playing
yeah.
by the pool. Just to have, and
Whatever
that's
we do, we do. But yeah, no, I told her, of course, bring him. I mean, I'm sure you'd rather him go spend the day with him than you anyway. That's the best Mother's Day present you could have given me. Go spend the day with him.
You know what? I'm actually I'm happy. As you know, I'm super happy
Yeah.
to hear that. So thank
Oh
you.
yeah, no, I thought that would that'd be your best Mother's Day present this year. When he wants to bring Dave,
Yeah.
she's developing a brain.
Which the bad in the brain, that's right. And you know what, I have to walk away from him. You know, Ben said, his feelings have been, you know, but he's not, and both boys are not very good at hugging and kissing, and it always makes one feel bad. It's kind of their boys, they're just not. The way girls are more kissy. So I said to her, Ben, I said, you know, people who love you hug and kiss. I said, that's what Grandma and Grandpa always wanted to get a hug and a kiss. And I said, I always did that with my mom and daddy, and I did that with my children, and I do that with my grandchildren. So he said, yeah, it's like Dave and Mommy. They're hugging and kissing all the time because they love each other. And I said, yeah, I guess so. So, you know, you can never hide anything in front of the children. You know, once they have a mouth, they open it up and they tell you everything. You know?
Yeah. No, that's great. I mean, listen, Wendy just doesn't comprehend at all how lucky she is.
No, she doesn't.
It doesn't like register in her head how lucky she is at all. No, like not even like nothing. It's just, which is great. Yeah, but at least she doesn't see herself as a victim anymore, which is great too.
I'm just happy to hear that she is spending more of her time with Dave. That's great.
Yeah, no, see.
All right, so now if we could fast forward back to where we ended the day yesterday.
Here we go.
Heard the first call in which Charlie Adelson speaks to Catherine Magbanua. That was call D, right?
Correct.
Okay, and they were discussing an in-person meeting there. Did an in-person meeting take place between Charlie and Catherine Magbanua?
Yes, Charlie left from his mother's condo and drove to Catherine McBanua's work.
All right,
across
and
town.
was that after the
Charlie
meeting
was
that we
making the
saw
circuit.
the photo of the defendant and Charlie at the table speaking in low tones?
That's
Didn't work.
correct.
Okay, so after he leaves there, does he go straight to Catherine Magbanua?
He does. He goes straight to her.
All right,
Wow.
and was there an attempt to surveil that meeting as well?
There was.
Okay, and had Magbanua been under surveillance prior to this?
I believe we tried to get somebody over there, yes.
I mean, in general, during the course of the investigation, had she
Oh,
been
yes, correct.
surveilled? Okay.
I'm sorry, yes, she had been.
And as part of the surveillance on her, was law enforcement ever able to capture an image that included Magbanua and the Lexus that she received
Yes,
during this
that's correct.
sometime during our time? Right. I'll show you what I've marked as States 54. Recognize States 54.
I do.
What does that show?
It shows Catherine McBanua meeting with Charlie Adelson. She drove to his location where he was working that day, and he came out of the office, she got into the car with him, she parked behind him, and she got into his car, sat there for a little while, then they got out, and that's what the photo is showing them outside the car.
When was this photo taken, if you know?
It was prior to the bomb. I don't remember the exact date.
Any objection to States 54, Your Honor?
Oh, well, I wouldn't be the one objecting at the phone.
Well, I'm not allowed to talk to them. I'm only allowed to talk to you.
States 54 isn't admitted. You may public.
All right, so sometime prior to the bump, we have this image taken, and is the vehicle back here the one that
Why are they parked so
was
close?
previously in the name of Harvey Adelson, but transferred over to Magbanua?
Correct. The timing of this photo was during the wire.
Harvey
That
gave Katie a
vehicle,
car?
Was during the wire, I believe, was still currently registered to Charlie Adelson or Harvey Adelson. The
Okay,
Adelson family.
but we've heard evidence of it being transferred over to Catherine Magbanua at some
That-
point, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so that's the car.
That is a car. It's a Lexus.
And then the meeting that we're about to talk about was at the Dolce Vita restaurant. Are you familiar with that?
I am.
And were some images taken there as well?
Correct.
Publishing 137, is this in front of the Dolce Vita restaurant?
It is after they exited.
Publishing 140.
Yes.
All right, and we heard from some agents yesterday about the attempts to capture and clarify their audio conversation inside that restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Have you had an opportunity to listen to that recording?
I have.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
And right before that meeting, we've got call E. Is that one just Magbanua and Charlie Adelson planning this meeting where they're going to meet up?
That's
Call
correct.
E.
After he left the meeting at Monty's, he called her to discuss where to meet.
Okay, I think we can skip that one. And have we got the Dolce? Yep. This is going to be State's Exhibit 116 being published, Your Honor.
They did a great job with this investigation,
sorry.
though. I can't believe they were on the phone this much. Got the twin sisters there. Donna and her attorney. Look at them. Oh, this is the recording. Do I need to read this or can y'all hear it? And again, this is Charlie's meeting with Katie. He says, listen, if that's what it was very smart because that means my mom hasn't told my dad anything. My mom knows my dad is going to flip out when he finds out. But my mom hasn't told my dad anything. Again, this could be about payroll, guys. Katie was getting paid under the books and got paid under the books. At this point, they've only shown evidence to Katie and Charlie knowing why. Charlie could be referencing that if his dad knew Donna was signing checks that were going to Katie for an unknown reason, he would flip out. We still don't know. But normally, Charlie says, obviously, if that was a cop that came and spoke to my mom, and that night when he comes from work, his dad, she would say, guess who I spoke to today? Or guess who paid me a little visit while I was taking the grandkids to school? And Katie says something, and Charlie says, after she dropped them, and she was walking home, yeah, she dropped them off and was walking back by herself. We believe in innocent until proven guilty or not. Y'all got to make a decision. And I'll just summarize it for you guys if you can't hear. And then Charlie says this person has to be somebody. It's unintelligible because a lot of the times my mom takes the car and drives them to school, the kids. The person knew her routine, knows who she is. So I think he probably said the person has to be police. You got someone comes up to the office my dad works at, it's probably either get him on the beach or get him at the office up there. They may have approached my mom because maybe I'll just read this to y'all because there's no point. They may have approached my mom because my dad may have someone who is carrying a gun, security. So you never know, you don't want it to turn into an effing shootout, Katie says, man, that I use. Charlie says, and I can tell you, a lot of times I carry a gun on me. I mean, someone comes up to me and Katie says, I have mine on me right now. Charlie says, you carrying on you right now? I mean, I'm going to start carrying one on my back. Like, a holster. Okay, who cares about this? They're talking about carrying guns. Someone comes up asking for money in my house? Oh, hell no. Again, guys, I'm just asking about reasonable doubt. Can we reasonably believe that Donna didn't know what was going on? It's possible. And when the something, guess what? That effing police show up and there's a doctor, there's an oral surgeon standing there with a dead gang member in his effing driveway. What? They're not going to come down too hard on me. And I'm not going to talk anyway. I don't know. I don't trust them. He must be talking about Tato and Tuto. Katie, this is not like some chick showing off tattoos to your man. This is happening. And it's serious because these people are going to come back. That's what happens with blackmail. They didn't go through the trouble of seeking my mom out to hand her that and then go away. So I've got two options. They're not going away. I may wish they'd go away and they never come back, but they ain't going away. The trouble they went through. There's going to be a point where it's just like, hold on. Well, with a beard or with a badge? Charlie's coaching her. He says, listen, if a cop comes up to you and they have a badge and you say, have a nice day, officer. If you're going to charge me with something, charge me. Otherwise, I'm out of here. I don't talk to cops. Charlie says, sorry. And Katie's like, yeah, absolutely. I'm not talking to the cops. Charlie says, if you're going to charge me, charge me. And Katie says, yeah. Charlie says, yeah, but things have changed a lot, You know what's changed a lot? There's cameras everywhere. So cops now, they have an effing pension. When they retire, they're going to get a pension for the next 30 years, medical, dental, and salary every month. If they think that, the cameras look. How many cameras are in there? 5? I mean, what is he talking about? I mean, they better be going to a place where they know there's not a chance that someone doesn't have a camera pointing outside to know the caption of something. And Charlie says, what I'm saying is that this person is not going away. The text is messed up. They came very equipped with details. Where did the details come from? I don't know the details. And then Katie says something. Well, because it's one of two things. What else could they? You go to the cops and you give something information. Okay, I'm gonna tell them that my brother did it. I'll go right now and tell them. They're gonna say, can you prove it? I'm gonna say no. Did you know what kind of gun was used? I say no. Did you see your brother do it? No. How did you know it was him? He told me. Okay, he told you. And this is what Charlie's saying if he ever talked to the police, he would say. Okay, he told you. What did he tell you? He said he's basically just going through this fake scenario of what he would say to the police. He says you got to understand, in order to prove it, you have to put that person at the scene at the time, not in the car, because the fact is, it's like, even if it lets you say just sat in the car, right? And then I go ahead and I commit the crime, and then I go, but your DNA is in the car, and I go, yeah, Katie was in my car, and then she got out and she did this horrible crime. Okay, so then you come and you get the DNA in the car and go, oh, Katie was in the car. No, Katie sat in the car for 2 minutes, and they got in the AC, and then they got in the AC, like getting out of the heat, and then they got out of the car. Katie has nothing to do with me robbing the Burger King. So even if I prove that, yeah, Katie was with me, can you put Katie at the Burger King? I can put Kate. What is he talking about? He was just using it as an example. He's basically like, hey, nobody's snitching, right? Right, guys? Right, guys? We're not snitching, right? It's too late for that, man. What you need to do is get that little bit of evidence from you having been in the car, and then they bring you into an interrogation. They're like, listen, we know that you're in the effing car, and you were in the car such and such a day. We know we got your DNA. Even if your DNA, your fingerprints, your effing hair is all over the effing car, that proves, yeah, congratulations, you were in the car. It's not a crime to sit in the car, okay? Fair point. You know what I mean? My mom could have sat in the car too. It's not a crime. They have to prove. They have to put you at the scene at that date, at the date. Sure. But there is a thing called circumstantial evidence, Charlie Adelson, which I'm sure you learned about. Two, they said the guy's name was 2-0. I don't even know who the F that is. Is there just 2-0? Charlie says, Tuto's incarcerated now. And I know that you've been helping out Katie, and helping your family has been helping out Katie and her family. Now Tuto's family needs help. Mom was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, well, maybe this will refresh your memory. and he handed it to her. And she said something, respect, well-spoken, like polite. She goes, polite and well-spoken. I said, did he act like a thug, or did he talk like a thick Spanish accent or anything? Obviously, Charlie knew the guys who killed Danny were Hispanic. She said, no. I said, was he white or Hispanic? She said he was white, but he could have been Hispanic. But that's something. Katie says, either way. Charlie says, yeah, I couldn't say. I mean, everybody in Miami is Hispanic. So it's like, you can't tell. I talked to you on the phone, and it's like talking to some, like, you know, Maria from the West Side Story. That was crazy. Charlie's hilarious. Like, it could have been like something. Yeah, I couldn't say, okay, we read that part. So he wasn't, you know, strong skinned. He wasn't, she had no effing clue sounding, which was recognizable. So recognizable. With no glasses, I said. No glasses, no hat. She said, well dressed. Katie said, well dressed? Charlie said, yeah. He wasn't like you would have looking at, and you're like, oh, he's a thug. No. She said he was wearing like a shirt and kind of like a little vest, or kind of like a little jacket. Like. She said he had a beard. My mom's like, he was big. My mom's walking away. My mom goes to the right, and he moves like this. Said he turned, and my mom's like, oh, sorry, sir. Okay, he's talking about more police investigation. Charlie says they didn't mention my name, which makes me think that these people only know a part of the story, or they think they know a part of the story. Charlie says, do you think that, let me ask you a question. When everybody was there the next day, did any of you take any money? It's not like you're driving around in a Bentley, cruising around in a mega yacht, you know? He must something at some point, because otherwise he would have no idea that I had anything to do with something. I feel like, Katie says, I feel like something unintelligible. And the way that you're describing it, like how they were well dressed, number one, that's something like it's unintelligible. Right. Unintelligible. Charlie says, well, you can know some things about anything. The problem is, okay, so this is going to tell the cops. They're going to ask you, where's the weapon at? You're going to say, I don't know. How do you know who pulled the trigger? You can say a name. Okay. How can you? Did you witness it? And the person is going to say no. So he's trying to tell Katie she's safe. The question is, how do you know? So if you didn't witness it, you only heard a rumor on the street that this person did something. I can't believe they're talking about this in the restaurant, by the way. This is insane. Do you know what that's worth? 0. Then what you do is wear a wire, get the person talking, and if you can get the person to confess on the wires, then you have something that you're charging. You have a confession. You have an admission of guilt. Outside of that, there's no evidence, okay? You have a car, and you have linked to this person to renting a car that's used at the scene of the crime, okay? But you know, you have to also prove that they were also driving that day too. They didn't rent it, and they lent it to a friend. What if you rented a car today? I go, Katie, can I borrow the car for the weekend? I'll bring it back on Tuesday. You go, yeah, sure. Charlie is in this restaurant confessing to the whole thing. What a dummy. If it, man, I have so much to say. Shout out to Dr. EJ. He says, yeah, 37. Well, let's go talk to him. Dr. Adelson. That's who they talk to. Not waste your time with mom. They need to talk to someone who knew what the F went on. And so wouldn't it make sense that your connections to my family is me? Your connection to my family is not my mom. Okay. Like, yeah, you work for the office now because the checks are from there. This is what I was saying earlier. And that's just because you come in and work on the weekends, which I trust that you're doing because I'm never there when I see you. You tell me you do it and the place looks clean. So you get your checks, you clean up or whatever. I don't know. Can I turn the caption on? But that's neither here nor there. This person knows information. And even if they are the cops, that's information. Said your mom or said your name. And they also know that they're claiming that somebody who had something to do with with it is incarcerated. I don't know anybody in jail. Appreciate that. Glad y'all are enjoying the narration. And he says, my point is, I don't want this coming back. I don't have a problem helping the community out, but I don't want this community to come back next month. And what I think happens if I pay the money, they're going to come back again and again and again. Yep. They've got to make more money. It's not a cop. So we'll take this route. We already addressed it if it's a cop. If it's a cop, I'm happy because I've got nothing to hide. Okay? If it's not a cop, if it is a cop, I think it would something. It would be easy to do. You've got to understand something. And they sit down and they tell the police what happened. First, they're going to ask my parents to take a lie detector test. Charlie was wrong about all of this. He says, first, they're going to ask my parents to take a lie detector test, which they won't do just for the simple reason that those things give false positives all the time, which unfortunately makes you look bad because it's like, okay, we just feel that way that nothing to hide. What? But 99% of people, if they have nothing to hide, take a lie detector test. It makes you look bad if you're like, Katie, you want to take a lie detector test? If you shot JFK, this guy's analogies are insane. And you're like, yeah, I'll take a test and I'm going home afterwards, right? Trying to see if they get to a part that's highlighted here, because Charlie's just in here talking. I'm gonna skip ahead here because Charlie's just up here yapping. He's not really saying anything interesting. He's basically confessing to knowing what happened to Danny. And Catherine, everything she says is unintelligible or inaudible. Yeah, he keeps going on and on. Listen, if it's the cops, here's what we do. He's just coaching her up.